Welcome all. We are here to represent IAC 1 of Repair and Rehabilitation of Structure. The IAC is represented by Yogaraj Kachre, Chiranjan Patil and Ashish Jadhav. Initially, we shall begin with the introduction, preliminary investigation, detailed investigation, repair and rehabilitation methodology and reference. For this purpose, we have chosen residential apartment located near seashore, Tamil Nadu, India. Myself, Chiranjan Patil, and I shall now begin with the introduction. The deterioration of typical concrete structure starts from the time it is exposed to the elements of nature preliminary under high humidity, high temperature conditions and variation in temperatures. Thus, certain parts of the structures including roofs and structural elements directly exposed to the weather conditions are more susceptible to deterioration. The deterioration of the materials such as concrete and reinforcement reduce the strength of the structural members. Corrosion of embedded steel is the prime cause damages to the reinforcement concrete structure. It progresses with slow deteriorating process and if neglected or not attended in time may spread over large area and cause extensive disintegration, deterioration of the structural elements. It may even lead to catastrophic structural failure in the absence of timely remedial measures. Use of inadequate grade of concrete for the purpose, uses of rusted steel, workmanship, workability, compaction, thus leaving concrete porous, poor, unsuitable ingredients, use of high water cement ratio resulting in fine hairline cracks in concrete during drying, use of water containing high incidence of salts, sulfates, wave action, presence of harmful gases in the air, contact with acids, fumes, exposures to relatively high humidity. Preliminary investigation. A detailed visual observation was made on all the columns, beams and slabs of the above said location and the following observations were made. Excessive spalling was noticed in few of the columns and beams in the ground or excessive spalling was noticed in all the staircase landing slab portion. In many places the slab portions has dampness and corrosion traces. Cracks were noticed at the concrete and brick work joints. Major cracks seen in masonry wall. Detailed investigation. Non-destructive testing carried out at the site are ultrasonic pulse velocity test, rebound hammer test, core sampling and testing, carbonation level, half cell potential survey, chloride content in concrete. Ultrasonic pulse velocity. This test was carried out at the various points of the beams and columns to assess the quality of concrete, integrity of concrete and honeycombing. To carry out the test, the surface of the selected column beams and slabs locations were made with grid lines at a regular spacing of 300 mm on vertical and 300 mm on horizontal faces. The area around the grid point was smeared with grease so that a smooth plain concrete surface was available for holding the transducer. The transit time of the ultrasonic pulse velocity was read from the digital indicator. It was found from the result of UPV test that the values in the slab portion of the ground floor and the first floor are very low. It has maximum values of 2.59 and minimum value of 1.39 and average of 1.99 and falls in the category of poor to satisfactory. The UPV reading for the beam varies from 3.99 maximum to 3.37 minimum and average of 3.17 which falls within the category of satisfactory to good.
Hello, I am Yogaraj Kachre. Rebound hammer test. Rebound hammer test was carried out to measure the quality of near surface concrete. The hammer was used only to compare the quality of concrete in different locations of a concrete member. The rebound hammer test was carried out on all the locations where the UPV test was conducted and also at the addition point in the between for the selected location of a column, beam and slab. All the locations were prepared and cleaned to ensure complete removal of particles. Concrete core sampling of and testing. Core sampling test is the most appropriate method to assess the strength of reinforcement concrete structure. Concrete core sample of a diameter 77 mm and of a sufficient length were extracted using an electrically operated core drilling machine and a diamond core drilling bits from different members of the structure to assess the quality of the concrete. Carbonation test on a concrete core sample. When any concrete structure is exposed to atmosphere, the surface of the concrete come in contact with carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere. The calcium present in the concrete will react with a carbon dioxide, forming calcium carbonate, resulting in reduction of alkalinity in a concrete. Whenever the concrete is dense to atmosphere agent, and a carbonation will be restricted to the surface only. However, if the concrete is previous, the carbonation react continuous inward and reach the concrete surrounding the cars. Carbonation test was conducted immediately on all the core sample. That chloride determination test. Chloride determination test was carried out on a concrete powder sample that were extracted from the test core. The presence of higher amount of chloride in a concrete surrounding the reinforcement will result in corrosion of the rebars. The quality of chloride in a concrete is determined by chemical analysis and is expressed in terms of weight of concrete.
Hello, I am Ashish Jadhav. Repair and rehabilitation methodology. The quality of concrete in most of the columns and beams are found to be satisfactory to good as the UPU values are reasonable. However, the amount of chlorides is quite considerable. Many of the columns and beams which have undergone damage due to corrosion are to be strengthened to regain their original load carrying capacity. Before taking up the strengthening procedure, proper supporting has to be provided to prevent damage of the building by affecting the transfer of load from column to the temporary supports. So first method is preparation of surface. At the places where the concrete cover had already spilled, column, corner, slab, steps, landing, beams, loose concrete was removed 25 cm more than the length of spill. For the other areas, hammer sounding method was used to locate determined concrete and marked with paint. The beam and slab portions were supported with probes before the removal of damaged concrete. The surface to which polymer modified concrete has to be applied was cleaned of all materials by means of wire brush. All the loose particles were removed by washing with water under pressure. So next method is reinforcement cleaning and anti-corrosive coating. All the concrete sticking to the rebar was removed by hammering and manual chipping. Rust remover coating was applied on the reinforcement steel bars and care was taken the backside of the bars also get coated. It was allowed to act for 24 hours. Wire brush were used to remove the rust from the steel bars, followed by washing with water jet for the complete removal of rust. Anti-corrosion zinc primer coating was applied completely surrounding the periphery of the reinforcement steel and allowed it to dry for 4 hours. Second coat of primer was applied after 4 hours and care was taken to cover all the steel area without leaving a small portion of the steel uncovered. The reinforcing steel which were highly corroded were replaced with additional reinforcement by welding with existing bars of drilling holes into concrete. So next method is application of bonding coat to subsurface. All the concrete surface were thoroughly inspected and made free from all dust, dirt, etc. The surface was well saturated with water, and after drying, a bonding agent of cement and acrylic polymer in the ratio of 1:n by volume was prepared to a lump from creamy consistency. The bonding slurry was applied into the surface of parent body using a stiff brush and allowed it to dry. A second coat was applied at right angle to the first coat and ensured complete coverage and no pinholes are visible. Care was taken to apply cement-based polymer concrete as soon as possible after the application of bonding coat. Next method is application of polymer modified mortar. The polymer modified mortar was prepared such that it has a minimum compressive strength 25 Newton per mm square. The proportion of cement, sand and acrylic polymer by weight was 50 kg, 150 kg, 20 to 25% of the cement content. The water cement ratio was kept as 0.4 by weight. Masonry surface with polymer modified mortar is shown in figure. After the application of polymer modified mortar, the proper drying of surface curing compound was sprayed on the concrete surface. Concrete surface must clean and dry with all stains, oil, grease, dust and dirt removed prior to application of curing compound. So here are some pictures, polymer modified mortar and application of curing compound. So rehabilitation of RC beams and slabs. Support the slab which is contributing the load for this beam under rehabilitation. Continue the operation as per the column procedure, like providing additional bars using shear connectors as required. Provide cores from the slab of about 77 mm diameter to facilitate the pouring of micro cell compacting concrete. Cement grouts were injected through the holes drilled in the slab.
Cathodic protection. Cathodic protection of steel in concrete is a technique that has been demonstrated to be successful in appropriate applications in providing cost-effective long-term corrosion control for steel in concrete. Cathodic protection is the only known means of mitigating the corrosion of reinforcing steel, which is caused by the presence of chloride ion in existing structures. It is a technique that requires specific design calculations and definition of installation procedures in order to be successfully implemented. In submerged or buried areas, discrete zinc anodes are positioned adjacent to the structure where the low resistivity of the soil or water allows the current to pass readily from the anode to the steel reinforcing. Crack repair and protective coating. Acid wash and water wash the entire repaired surface as well as the existing good members. Apply acrylic asphaltic based protective coating to the members to prevent the damage in future. Plasticized expanding grout admixture with acrylic polymer modified mortar was used for sealing of all masonry and RCC cracks. The external masonry cracks was filled with polymers modified grout, which is shown in figure. Here are few figures of roof, slab and near reinforcement. Now the further slide demonstrates the reference from which we took the material to prepare our IAC. Hence, thank you. We conclude our IAC. Thank you.